Alright, we're back. Alright, so at any rate, I wanted to get started on this part 2 of the conversation I wanted to have with everyone. This is regarding education. Now, when you think about education, think about this. What is it? What is education? Why do people make such a big fuss about education and why it's the key and how powerful education is? Now, I'm not the one to say that it's not. I believe formal education is important. But what I want to do right here is challenge those of you who have a view different than mine, and I definitely welcome that, to question us about what's happening in America, primarily in the public school system with African American children. Now, we have one of the highest dropout rates among all demographics, African Americans. My personal belief with education is that no amount of funding will ever be able to fix the situation that's happening with black children primarily not being properly educated. I have right now in the Marquette Park community some young teenagers I'm working with, whereas they really are illustrating the social ills from the parents, the breakup of the household, to the teachers, to the administrators, just so many areas that's totally not functional right now that it's almost hopeless for that child to actually be successful right now. And the reason I say right now is because I believe there are some things that collectively we have to do to help them children and teenagers be successful. So anyway, here's my thoughts. As many of you know, we have the career clubs. The Lawyers Club, Judges Club, Nurses Club, Psychologists Club, Veterinarians Club, Chef Club. The purpose of those clubs is so that we can have a direction for the young people. A good part of education is people having the motivation to aspire towards something. So if you just say get an education, what does that mean? I challenge you to not ask that question to young people or to tell young people just get an education. I want to challenge you to the possibility of something that I'm calling AANS. I think. That might not be it. AANS. And it's the same thing as education. A, acquiring additional skills and networking. So it's really AASN. That's different. AASN. It's fairly new. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was listening to some people talk about education is the key, Mayor Daley here in Chicago, and it really frustrated me because in this city of Chicago, we have a lot of doctors that work for the Chicago Board of Education, highly qualified personnel, but whoever's in government, in this case Mayor Daley or the political leadership, they can surround themselves with these people with degrees, pretty high-ranking degrees, but those people aren't, they don't have the ability to really affect the change that they could. Why? Because of the political setup or the political structure. So anyway, acquiring skills, additional skills, and networking. That's what education boils down to. Why go to school? You're going to school so that you can acquire skills. Let's define what a skill is. A skill is something you know how to do well. So that's what education does. Education and getting an education allows you to gain additional skills, and also what education does, as you go off to college, it allows you to meet and network with more people. You get to meet that future lawyer, that future judge that might be on the Supreme Court. So going to school allows you to network and meet more people who are also moving in a good path, that down the road you can pick up the phone and call them and gain assistance on something. If you stay in the corner, you stay in the hood, you're going to meet people from the hood. You're not broadening your network. And so, saying all that, what if we stop saying get an education, which is very bland, and it shoots over the top of a lot of the young people that I see out here in the community? What if we said we're going to do AASN? I got it right that time. AASN. What if we told them we're going to help you, young man on this street corner? We're going to put you in a career club based on what your passion is. We're going to help you acquire additional skills, and we're going to allow you to network. So if you're a young man that loves to talk and communicate, we're going to put you in the communications club. So we gave you a direction, number one. Now, you have to gain additional skills to be successful in that communication club. So now you need to go to school. But now you're going to school with a direction. You're not just going just because everyone say get an education. Now you have a clear focus and direction, and while you're there, you're going to meet other people in communication, and that's your networking. So now when you're done with school, you made lifelong friendships, hopefully that you can pick up the phone and access that help or support. So, having said that, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on YouTube about people saying you shouldn't blast education, but what I am doing or attempting to do is to stop us from using terms that immediately turn off the target audience. And I think that's what has happened way too many times. We say something and the young generation tune out. And so how about if we thought about and reworded some things, we after the same goal, which is making sure that they're successful. They're going to be successful as they acquire additional skills. How about using that term instead of education? The flip side to that is the money issue. And I'll say this to you. If you have schools that was fully functional, but that young person is coming home and being raped every night, how is the fully funded school going to impact that? If you have a young person who's got to go through bullets flying out on the way to school, how is the fully funded teachers in school going to impact that? There are certain things that has to happen collectively in order for us to truly impact education, and that's a firm belief that I have. That's not to say we don't need to increase funding to the schools, but the number one priority is to look at the community, look at the household, look at the block, look at the neighborhood, and see how we can create that type of environment so that then the school can be successful. School is a product of what it is surrounded by. So that's what I have for education that now we're calling AASN. AASN. Please, I welcome your comments and your feedback on that. Tell me what you think about that.